El-kanemi Warriors, we understand now, have a new coach. Kabiru Dogo has been appointed as the new technical advisor of the team. Dogo was unveiled yesterday in Maiduguri. Dogo is one man who knows how to get the job done.
Yeah, I think it's a familiar name in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We hope that he can be able to bring the Midas touch to El-kanemi Warriors and change their fortune this coming season. But no doubt, I think he has the credentials, to lift the El-kanemi Warriors to the next level.
Now let's go to across to the United States of America, where the FIFA Club World Cup is ongoing. Mike, what a game involving, of course, the Inter Miami and Paris Saint-Germain last night.
Inter Miami wasn't.
Lionel Messi.
I think they could not, do the needful. Their fairy tale run came to an end where they were able to progress from their group ahead of the likes of FC Porto and all of that. But then they came up against a very dogged opponent, a European champion in Paris Saint-Germain. There was no way Inter Miami...
Messi couldn't get a goal on the night.
No, he did his best, but his best weren't good enough. With the likes of Suarez, Jordi Alba, then you talk about the midfield anchor of Busquets, but then they were unable to, rescue their team. In fact, Paris Saint-Germain had to take off their foot in the gas in the second half. If not, it would have even been more than that 4 goals. So their fairy tale run came to an end, and Paris Saint-Germain, dominance once more continue. We are going to see them coming up against, Bayern Munich. We see how that one pans out.
Quarter-final placing there for Paris Saint-Germain at this year's FIFA Club World Cup. They talk about Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich last night as well beat their round of 16 opponent Flamingos from Brazil by 4 goals to 2. That looks like a match where goals were coming from either side.
Yeah.
Bayern will score. The opponent from Brazil, Flamengo, will equalize. We saw a familiar face last night on that fixture, Dogonew from a former Arsenal player scoring against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it was a very good match for Flamingos, despite the fact that they lost the game to Bayern Munich. 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, but then they were able to score one to make it 2-1. Before the half-hour mark, they had to come back, scored another penalty to make it 3-2 before Hurricane once more, made the difference in the second half. And also for me, I think they give a good account of that. They played good football. Even they had more ball possession than Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich were just very clinical and direct in their play. But you talk about the technicality of the game, you want to give it to the Flamingos because they played pure football last night. But then playing just good football is not enough. You have to score the goals for you to emerge a victory.
Bayern Munich, of course, Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinal already, and tonight we'll see who gets to the quarterfinal. Will it be Fluminense from Brazil, or it will be, of course, the team from Italy? Inter Milan is up tonight against. I think that match comes out at 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Inter Milan versus Fluminense from Brazil. Will Palmeiras and of course Fluminense go that way as well?
Well, for Inter Milan, I think their last 2 games, they've been very shaky. They are not that convincing. It's not the real Inter Milan that we saw during the course of the Italian Serie A league. I think since that 5-1 dropping in the final against Paris Saint-Germain, they haven't really been able to, put up an impressive. You saw how they even struggled during their group game against, was it Urawa FC? So coming up against another Brazilian side, who for me is a home of football, is going to be a very difficult one for Inter Milan. But then we'll just see how it pans out this evening by 9 p.m.
Well, that's the qualification for the quarterfinal stage of the competition, and we understand Real Madrid will be up against Juventus in another quarterfinal fixture, while Chelsea is into the quarterfinal as well.
Yeah, Chelsea is in that round of 8 because they were able to defeat their opponent.
Manchester City as well?
Yeah, Manchester City also through. So Chelsea is going to come up against Palmeiras in the round of 16. But then tonight game, one of the major highlights is going to be Real Madrid against the old ladies So for me, that is a match that we need to, watch out for, because it's going to be a very massive one.
That match comes up on Tuesday. That will be about 5 p.m. on Tuesday. I think that when we find the encounter between Juventus and Real Madrid. That will be it for this edition of the program. But definitely at 6 p.m. we'll be back. Then we'll take a look at one of the matches at the FIFA Club World Cup. That match was played in a duration of about 4 hours, 38 minutes or so. The longest match we've ever seen in football, where a game was not decided in 90 minutes plus added time, but it was decided after 4 hours. That was really a long fixture, I must tell you. The reasons, we'll return at 6 p.m. Nigeria time. Until then, remember, peace and unity are clearly pathways to progress.